everyone, it's your girl Dynasty.
And I'm Charles, and
And
welcome to
welcome to Mental
Mental
Health
Health in
in
the
the
Hood.
Hood. All right. And this is the mental health show. All right. So, welcome to Mental Health in the Hood. This is season 3. This season is all about mental health and relationship goals. This is episode 5. This is the final episode of season 3. We've been having a great time talking about relationship goals from all different type of perspectives. So today's topic is pretty interesting. It has been requested by Kezanae, which is one of our special guests. So the topic is relationship insight from a interracial couple perspective. So let me shed some light on some of our special guests. So we have Kezanae and her lovely boyfriend, Josh. If you guys would like to introduce yourself and say hello to the people.
Hey guys, my name is Kezanae Owens. Here's my name.
Hey, Kezanae.
Yeah, my name's Josh. I'm ready to get this thing started. Let's see how it goes.
That's right. But we can't forget about the shout outs and celebrations, Dynasty.
Right. Always show love, give love, receive love. So first and foremost, we want to thank everyone who has taken out the opportunity to see episode 4. It was basically relationship insight from an LGBT perspective. We also want to thank the guests, Quatsine and Sam, who came on the show and were vulnerable, who were very honest and gave us some insight from a population that is vastly overlooked. And we really support the LGBT community. So we wanted to make sure that that was on the show. Additional to that, we want to thank everyone for following us, supporting us, spreading the word about us. It means a lot to us. We really work hard to make sure that we're supporting everyday people who are battling with mental health from all facets of life. And yeah, we are here to shed some light. Did I miss anything else, Dad, for shout outs and celebrations?
No, you good. You good. I just want to say our last week guest had a great conversation. I learned a lot, and I'm thankful that they came on the show. And I just want to send my shout outs to them.
All right. Okay. Awesome. So I just want to talk a little bit about the season, about relationship goals. Mental Health in the Hood's goal is not to set the standard for relationship goals. We are here to raise awareness. We are here to spread positive energy. We are here to give insight. We are here to share our perspective. Mental health is a thing. It's a real thing when it comes to relationships, and not only dealing with your own mental health, but taking on an additional person, and also if you have a family involved as well. So we want you guys to be open to receive, be able to take some of the feedback. Feel free to comment if you like. In our chat box or in messages or below the video on YouTube. We kindly appreciate it. So let's get this party started and get to the real meat and potatoes of this meeting. Here we go. So I'm gonna throw it back to my dad because he has the first question of tonight.
Okay, y'all feeling the energy?
Yes.
Okay. I see y'all smiling. That's what I like. So we're gonna ask y'all some questions, and like I said, and Dynasty said, just be open and honest, and know that your answers can help someone out there in the world who's dealing with the same issues or situations that y'all may be dealing with. So let's get started. Like she said, so my first question is a 2-part question. And my first question is, how did y'all first meet? How did family and friends feel about it?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about how we first met. We both used to work at UPS, and I used to walk around there looking all good and stuff. And I seen him, and like we just started hanging out as friends, and we were like talk about things. I found out we were like the same sign, so I really liked that. And then he was just like really smart. Like I would give him books to read, and he would read the whole book within like a week. And I'm like, whoa, And yeah, we started hanging out more, and then we just made it official.
Okay. What's your sign?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius?
We 2 weeks apart. Zion's a Sagittarius too. So we gang.
Okay, how about you, Josh?
Well, yeah, I mean that's the story is exactly how it went. It really would, because since it was at work, there wasn't like a special like moment where it was like, oh my, it was just like, hey, let's hang out. We hung out, and it just kind of gradually grew. My friends and family were pretty open about it. they were cool because that's how I grew up. Like I grew up in a sports family, so like I'm always on a basketball team, baseball team, football team, and there's always a whole different mix of ethnicities. So my friends, I always had different kinds of friends. So my family wasn't shocked, or friends were not like surprised at how this happened.
Wow, wow. Kezanae, I would like to hear a little bit about that from you, as far as from your side of the family.
So my family, they didn't really have anything to say about us dating, but when it came, like when I got pregnant, it was a totally different story. My mother, she wasn't too happy. Just like my family, they just made me feel like I wasn't making a good choice, but I'm just like, I'm 30 years old,
Right.
who I love. It doesn't matter, if he's not black, I'm having my
Right.
baby and this is what it is. But it was very hard when I got pregnant.
Okay. And how long y'all been together?
Almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years. That's right. I like that. I like that. Okay.
I definitely like
4
to
years and
see.
growing.
You said
Huh?
4 years and growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Hey,
definitely like
Dynasty.
to see this.
Dynasty, before you ask your question, I just want to ask one thing. Hey, Josh,
Yeah.
was she looking as beautiful as she said she was looking
Yeah,
at UPS?
yeah, she was looking pretty good. I can't lie. I think she did it on purpose though, because all of a sudden she'll be
Okay.
popping around in her flyest
Okay.
outfit.
Yeah, and I was bringing him food. I used to cook for him and bring him food to UPS and everything. And he
Okay.
on the
Okay. All
ground.
right. I just want to know. That's it. Go ahead,
Oh,
Dynasty. I'm
so
sorry.
basically, it sounds like Kezanae was plotting.
I really was. I was on it.
Yes, yes, I love it. That's Kezanae though. When Kezanae sees something, she gonna go after it. So I'm glad to see that. All right. That made Josh blush. She like, oh my God, she really likes me.
Man, why you sound just like me though?
Huh?
I said, why you sound just like me though?
Oh, that's he's probably like, oh my gosh,
Okay.
she's bringing me lunch. All right, here we go. Okay, so the next question is on me. Question number 2. What do you feel like your role is in your relationship with each other?
Well, I'll start this one. I feel like my role in this relationship is to be the grounded one, because Kizune can sometimes, the ironic thing is her confidence, is as sexy as it is, can sometimes be a bit much. Like she thinks she could run the world if they just, you just let her. So sometimes, I got to remind her, kind of like, hey, it's okay that you can't do something, kind of tone it down a bit. And, it's a balance, because sometimes she needs to kick me, and I need that motivation. And so it's just kind of like this balance that we have.
I like that. I like that.
She said,
My role, I feel like I am the nurturer. Like I try to take care of everything, like our home, our son, take care of him, make sure like everything is just going smoothly, like we have everything we need, everything's in order. Because I can't like work and clutter, I can't focus. So that's my thing, just trying to keep it all together and show a lot of love and keep it fun. Like, 'cause I like it lit, like it's smelling good, like the music going. I try to keep a vibe going.
wow. Yeah. I heard two things that's very healthy in the relationship is one, what Josh said, keeping that balance, balancing each other out. And what Kizune said is having fun, keeping it lit, because I think like sometimes we get in relationships and we forget to keep it lit because of all the sometimes problems that comes into the household, or just the challenges of paying bills or keeping a job and stuff like that. And you forget to support each other by having fun, keeping it lit, communicating with one another, keeping that balance, things like that. So them are two great answers.
Yeah. I think what was interesting was Josh's statement about grounded. I think it's always one person in the relationship that keeps things grounded. And it's not really necessarily if it's the man or the woman, but I think there's always somebody that's like, hey, let's keep it here. I think that's always a role that's being played, because I think that it's hard to find your role in a relationship. So I'm wondering, like, in your roles, was there ever any role reversal where Kezanae, you played a role outside of a nurturer that could have been different than your experience? And then Josh, have you ever played a role that's different than the one you're playing now in your relationship?
Yeah, I could actually speak to that. When we actually had Zion, it kind of, in a weird way, it shifted only because I was working so much and taking so much work on me, thinking that I could do it. Not seeing the mental toll was taken on me, and she was the one kind of reminded me like, hey, you need a day off, like, forget that job, like, you need like, you need some downtime. And so I remember that rule, like specifically, like it was definitely reversed. Then we were definitely doing the opposite thing than we usually do.
Yeah, yeah. And Kezanae, what about you?
For me, just trying to adapt to like the Latino culture of like the man being the machismo. Like I'm a really kind of like dominant woman, so like being submissive was kind of hard. Like knowing that I have to like always serve him, especially when we have arguments. I still got to make sure he eats. Like everything is clean and just like still like catering to him. That was like a huge role switch for me because I'm not used to like being that nice. But it's like really important in his culture. So yeah. But now I really enjoy it. It's like different.
Wow,
Yeah,
I like that.
I appreciate that because I think my dad can
Great
also.
follow-up question, Dynasty.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So I think just to
Um,
add to that, my dad will be going to question number 3.
yes. Okay. Okay. What are some of the challenges that come in an interracial relationship, and how do y'all support each other's emotions? What are some of the challenges that come with being in an interracial relationship, and how do y'all support each other's emotions?
A challenge for me was just not like I have control issues. So just like trying to not try to change him to be more of like me, like black, like expecting him to take on those like qualities and those characteristics based on like my past and like my values and experiences. So that was like a challenge. And then how do I deal with our emotions and our mental health is by talking about everything. Like we talk a lot. So like I talk to him about it. I get his feedback and like how it makes him feel or what he thinks about it. And then like if I am, like trying to change him or making him feel like I don't accept him for who he is, like I just adapt and I show him that like no matter what, like I love you for who you are and I always apologize, like, I'm not trying to change you, you're good enough for me, like, so just showing love and being understanding and compromising, and having an open mind, letting go of like getting off of social media. Because for me, that's like a real trigger. And that's what kind of makes me feel like he should be a certain way from what I see, so I try to like not be on there so much or not compare our relationship to other people's relationship, but just tune more into what I have. And we pray a lot. So when I'm like kind of anxious and stuff, we just get down on our knees and we pray. Like he helps me like meditate. Like being with him honestly has helped my mental health because I didn't even know I had as many issues I had until we got together. He like, baby, like, I think you need to talk to a psychiatrist. You may need some help. And I started going to my psychiatrist, started going to therapy, and it's really helped me. So yeah, in our relationship, it's helped my mental health and helps me deal with my emotions much better.
And Josh, what are some of the interracial challenges that you experience?
It's just always gonna be like, I don't want to say, kind of like it's gonna always be a learning experience because no matter what, like there's always something new coming up, something like I'm not gonna understand, and it's hard. Like when she doesn't sometimes understand what kind of like things are cultural, and it's hard because we're trying to learn about each other culture for what the past 4 or 5 years, and I've been I'm 32 years old, so I know my culture since birth. So like to swing that to her side to try to figure out everything that's going on with her and understanding it, and grasping that I'm not ever able going to be fully able to understand it. You know, it's just always this learning process, and sometimes it's like, you know, am I too like relaxed about this thing, or she the one overreact? Like, and it's just a constant like, what's the right thing? And you know, basically it's just talking and dialogue, and you know, trying to keep it where, you know, we're not looking at each other like an enemy. We're just having a discussion and trying to figure each other out. And you know, it doesn't always, you know, be a positive experience, but it's a learning experience. So you know, at least we take away something to learn, and we've, you know, gotten better as the years go on with this stuff. And so, you know, that's all. It's just always a process.
I like that. I see us Keys today. You had your eyes on the good one. Huh?
Hmm.
I like that.
I love
And
the way he thinks. You know, it's so
yeah,
different.
well, he showed good signs when he was reading the books real fast. Huh?
Hmm.
I want to ask a follow up question because it happens in society. Uh, how did y'all deal with if it happened to y'all as far as dirty looks for no reason? And you know, sometimes we see them looks and we know it's a reason because you didn't do nothing to nobody. How did it make you feel, and how did y'all deal with that with each other?
um, I can't really recall dirty look, but I remember for my son's birthday, we had went to SeaWorld, and like we were going through the entrance or whatever. So everybody was passing through like the line, and nobody got stopped, but we got stopped. They stopped us, they did our temperature check and everything. And I was about to like low key flip out, like, why y'all checking us? But I'm just like, no, let me stay calm, you know. So that was the only thing that I've really kind of experienced that was kind of like discriminating with us. I don't really pay attention to people's looks, but I feel like if I do, I would just be like, yeah, give me a kiss, you know, grab my booty, like give them something to look at.
Yeah. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, you know, it's I haven't had the same thing. I've never noticed a dirty look or something like that. You know, it's more like there's been like friends that like all of a sudden, you know, we used to chill all the time, and you know, all of a sudden now like, oh, you know, nah, maybe not today, and you know, and
Mm,
it's just like, you know, these are people you thought were your friends, and you wonder, you know, you never know like if it's directly because of that, but it's hard to like look at it as a coincidence when it's like, okay, like you stopped hanging out, you know, as much when I started dating her. So it's
right.
just, and it's just on your mind with friends.
Mhm, mhm.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with friends too. Like I have some friends that like try to encourage me to like leave, like, oh, you guys shouldn't be together. But I'm like, what do you mean we have a son together? Like I can't just
Right.
leave, you know, I don't want to be a single mother. We both came from single mother households. When we got pregnant, we talked about this, like we raising our son together, like no matter what, you know, and it's just crazy how people will be on the outside looking in and they tell me like one of my friends told me like, how are you supposed to be pro-black and you know, try to post all this stuff about pro-blackness and loving the culture, but you're dating outside of your race? And I'm like, this is who I love. You know, it has nothing to do with me loving myself and trying to inform, uplift my people, you know, especially what we're going through right now. That doesn't make me less in love with being black and just being informed, you know. So it's hard. Like people are very judgmental and they try to, you know, like I feel like they're basing their insecurities and putting it out on me, you know, or trying to give me advice so that I could be miserable because these same women are low key single mothers. And it's just like, I'm not trying to, you know, be in that category, you know. So
Yeah. So I was just going to ask that, like, how do you guys deal with social issues? Like, so when the Black Lives Matter movement comes on and when things are happening, do you guys kind of like have conversations about some of these issues? Does it create conflict in the home sometimes when you're promoting pro-Black and your son is, you know, interracial and your man as well? So is there ever conflict between that?
Yeah.
yes. We've had arguments, you know, about it. Like for me, I just felt like I wanted him to be more informed and just take the initiative to watch these documentaries with me and just like learn all about the history, you know. But I also felt like I was kind of being a little bit aggressive in the way that I was trying to get him to do it. Like, I feel like there's a better approach. And like, now that, you know, it's been almost a year after we like, you know, we do watch shows together, we do talk about it, doesn't like we can have healthy discussions that don't lead to arguments. So it just took time.
Right. And most things like that does take time because you got to understand, you know, what we see today in the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm saying there's a big movement and we support it by many. But I think at the same time is that we have to have a clear understanding, right? So the same way that you're processing it of being Black and he's trying to process it as being a Mexican American, I think that it just takes time to grow on each other because at the end of the day, y'all have a son together, y'all in a relationship together, and y'all want to be supportive, you know, because I feel like that, you know, even as colored people, which is Black and brown, we all been through struggles, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's one thing that y'all have to understand. It's like you have a lot of emotions that's going on and anger that's going on, and we need to be understood right at that moment, and that's not what it's about. The education doesn't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that was a great topic to talk about. And I also like that, you know, Kezanae, you're also open to watching documentaries about his culture and learning more about his culture as well, because I know Hispanics, they go through a lot too. It may not be the same, but the degree is
Mm-hmm.
very high in terms of, you know, being a citizen, gaining citizenship, and just a lot of struggles that they go through. So,
Or we just went to Mexico and we got lost trying to cross the border, and we were in TJ, and it was very, very scary. Like, we didn't have nothing besides our ID trying to get past the border and seeing like the slums and like what it is like. Like, I was just like, whoa, okay.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So that's why my dad said Black and brown, because Hispanics we are, and Blacks we are Black and brown. So it applies. Okay. So now the next question is question 4. So on me. How do you prioritize your own mental health while in a relationship with your partner? So how do you prioritize your own mental health while being in a relationship with your partner?
Um, I always say a prayer or meditate, sometimes both in a day, just because it will bring you back to yourself. It'll, you know, like to keep you back grounded. Just kind of remind you about yourself and kind of fill your cup so you know you have enough for everybody else. You know, you're as soon as you get in a good mood, you can be good with everybody else, and you can kind of take on that, you know, that load, you know, in a relationship when, you know, you know, when she doesn't have a good day, you know, I make sure like I'm good. So, you know, I could take on like, you know, sometimes she might be, you know, letting me know what happened throughout her day, or maybe she just had a bad day and she needed to take it out on somebody. Like it happens. So, you know, I always make sure like I'm, you know, I'm good and I'm ready for it. And those are my main 2 ways that I just would recommend.
right.
Yeah, for me, I just like to do my thing, like do stuff that makes me happy, be around friends and family. I listen to a lot of music. I love to dance and clean. Like, cleaning is like my therapy, and just like reading and just like trying to stay like grounded within myself, like working out, like just doing stuff to make myself feel good. Hair, nails, like, you know, just making sure easy is good, you know. That's how I take care of my mental health. And also showing him love. Like, when we're good and we're not arguing, that makes me feel good because this is like my safe space. You know, we're happy. Like, it feels really, really good. Like, nothing else in the world really matters. As long as I got my man, you know, I'm good.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
And
right.
my follow-up question to that is, do you guys believe that alone time and setting those boundaries where you do things by yourself for yourself is needed? And if so, what are some of those things that you guys do?
Yeah, definitely. Mine's pretty simple. Like, just let me play my video game for a bit, and you know, let me get that little hour of like some mental stimulation. You know, I'm good. But I definitely do. Alone time is a must. Like it just is. You know, you got to recharge your battery somehow.
I like that. Thank you, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah, my alone time is like working. That's the only time I'm really kind of away. Or sometimes me and Zion, we have our like times where we're gone and Josh is working. And I really enjoy that. I like to read. I've been getting into like more reading more books. So like just learning things, listening to audiobooks and like my sermons, like really praying and learning about the Bible and everything that's happened. It keeps me grounded and keeps me like my faith and my hope up, and it's helped me with my anxiety because I'll be like kind of feeling super attached to him. I know kind of he be needing his alone time because I get kind of crazy. Like, where you at? Don't leave me. Like, I need you to be kind of like not healthy. So when I get into my Bible, I know that I got God. Like, I'm never really alone. He got me, and I'm gonna be all right. So.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Very nice. Two good answers. So we're gonna move right along, and I'm gonna go to the final question, which is question 5. How y'all feeling?
Pretty
Good.
good.
Feeling good. Y'all doing a great job. Okay. Question 5 is, what advice can you share to help people who may be struggling with their identity of being judged for their life choice of being with someone of a different race? What
Um,
advice can you share to help people who may be struggling with their identity of being judged for their life choice of being with someone in a different race?
I just say, stay true to yourself. If this person makes you happy and you love them, who cares what anybody has to think or say? Keep people out of your business because, like at the end of the day, like, it only matters how you feel, and just be true to yourself and don't worry about what people have to say or think about you.
Yeah, I would say that like for this, like on a serious note, like if you do have to ask yourself if you care about what your family thinks in interrelational relationships, because it does happen where family, they'll turn their back on you because if you date outside their race is not uncommon. So you got to ask yourself, do you love this person more than I care about their thoughts? And it's an honest question, but love will always prevail. And if you love who you love, like people are gonna still love you, the ones that really loved you. But I would just always, ask yourself, like, do I care what my family thinks? Because, if they think that it's not good and you care that they think it's not good, you're never gonna be at peace in your heart. So, you have to make sure you're good with that. But always just make sure, and if you really love somebody, like I said, that's gonna prevail. It won't matter. What your family thinks won't matter to you if you really love that person.
That's right. That's
That was deep. That's right,
right.
Josh.
Yeah,
You
that was
ended
deep.
it off pretty well. That was
Josh
deep.
represent.
Josh
Josh representing.
represented.
That's right. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
And man, truly, I wish you guys like the best, especially for your son.
Mhm.
Y'all gonna have to educate him as he grow and go to school and things like that,
Mhm.
because the cultures these days are very real. It's being talked about now more than ever, being taken more serious now more than ever. So the education comes from home first. And I see you
Mhm.
both are pretty balanced
Mhm.
at speaking your own mind about your relationship. So y'all gonna need all that to support your baby boy as he
Yes.
grow.
Yeah.
He knows you're talking about him. He just started yelling
Like, hey, put that
Okay.
on the
So
street.
let me wrap it up. So I want to thank everybody for coming on the show today. I appreciate you guys taking out the time. I appreciate you guys being open. Being vulnerable is not easy, but I appreciate you guys. Just for everybody to know, this is the final episode of season 3, relationship goals and mental health, or mental health and relationship goals. Either way, we enjoyed this topic and discussion. And so just for everybody to know, during this break, our season 4 will be starting and launching in October. We're currently accepting potential candidates that want to be on a show and share their story and testimony with everyone. So you can go to our website at mentalhealthinthehood.la, and you can basically go to the part where it has our media, and you can submit your story and we'll reach out to you to host an interview and see if you are fit for the show. Additional to that, during this process between now, March 4th, all the way up to October, we will be hosting monthly Zoom meetings and monthly group workouts. So we'll still keep you guys motivated through our IGTV videos where we inspire the community. So you will still see our face. There will still be a Mental Health in the Hood platform, but our season will now be launching, and we're preparing for that. We have to have time to prepare. We have to make sure we go over content, X, Y, and Z. So thank you guys. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook at Mental Health in the Hood. And please make sure you subscribe and like this video. Drop a comment if you feel pleased to do so. Again, thank you guys and have a good night. Bye.
Thank you, everyday people.